Skadoosh! Welcome back, ninjas. Joey Moss with Bad Boy Gaming. War of the Spark spoilers still are flooding the scene. I think we're about 75% of the way through. Unbelievable, but still many more to come. Let's break these down, shall we? First up, we got Rescuer Sphinx. Now, I do like this card, but I have one qualm with it. It is a 4-drop. Sphinx, flying as Rescuer Sphinx enters the battlefield, you may return a non-land permanent you control to its owner's hand. If you do, Rescuer Sphinx enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. It's a 3/2. So yeah, it's really easy to remove. It is 4. It's pretty steep. There's, I'm sure, a ton of other options. But the fact that you can return a non-land permanent you control to your hand, it's pretty sweet. So it does rescue it. My only qualm with this card is that it doesn't have flash. If this thing had flash, I think it would just be through the roof. You could flash this in and actually really rescue a card, that might be in danger or whatever. I think that would be phenomenal, but it doesn't have that ability. If it did, I could see it having a ton of play, but it does not. Will it see play in standard? Possibly. How much, I just am not certain of, but I mean, it does have a powerful ability. I mean, basically you can come out with it's a 4/3 when it hits the field, as long as you're using its like rescue ability. Not bad. Next up, we have Crunch Wrangler, and I just had to throw this up there. Yeah, it's a crazy, janky combo that's almost impossible to pull off, but I've pulled off these kind of crazy, janky combos before in video, especially Lumbering Battlement. You can check out that video. What's Crunch Wrangler? It's a 2-drop common human warrior. Humans are pretty powerful in this set. Trample. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Crunch Wrangler. Sorry. Edit funny. No edits. So Crunch Wrangler, Deuce 1 trample, and anytime a creature with power 4 or greater hits the battlefield under your control, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. I thought this would just be stupid fun with something like Lumbering Battlement. Now, of course, you have to have 3 copies of Lumbering Battlement for it to work, but it's an endless loop when you have the 3 of them. It's infinite. I've demonstrated this combo before. There's other cards you can use in conjunction with Lumbering Battlement that really just destroy your opponent. Infinite life gain, infinite life drain. There's a bunch of different kind of combos. But in this one, essentially, you can make Crunch Wrangler into a 1,999 power and toughness creature. I mean, you can go endless with it. If only it had haste. Just give it haste, and then boom, it game over, with the Lumbering Battlement combo. I thought that'd be pretty interesting, though. Crunch Wrangler, not bad, though. It kind of reminds me of like a pelt collector, but the requirements are much greater. You know what I'm saying? Pretty interesting card, though, for sure. I want to take a moment right now. I want to introduce you guys to a few people here. This is something I haven't done before on the channel, but this is Starla, Lily, and Frank. Frank has been a patron of Bad Boy Gaming for over a year. Until recent, he had no choice. He had to back out. Frank, thank you very much for your support. Starla, Lily, shout outs to the 3 of you. But I wanted to take this moment. I noticed something. Frank's also on my Facebook, and I noticed he was auctioning off magic cards, and I was aware of Lily's condition. I wasn't exactly too certain about all the details of it, but when I saw him auctioning off cards, I noticed he's not a patron anymore. I'm like, all right, what's going on? So I checked out the auction, and it's all for charity to go for the needs of Lily here. He's been selling his magic cards, guys, basically doing everything he can in order to take care of Lily here. Let me explain what's going on in a nutshell. Lily is also a fan of the channel. Hi, Lily. Lily has what's called, I'm going to try to say this correct, Aicardi-Goutieres syndrome. It's a rare genetic disorder that affects the brain, spinal cord, and immune system. She's wheelchair bound. She's 6 years old. Can't walk, talk, or crawl. But she is very happy and very much loved. They travel anywhere from 7 to 20 hours to take her to specialists. She visits them in St. Louis and Philadelphia, and up until a couple years ago, she was one of one in the entire world with her type. Since doctors were able to study Lily, they have diagnosed a few more cases. Basically, I'm asking the community as a whole, especially those in Bad Boy Gaming, who are diehards of the channel, by all means, if you can help, it would mean a lot. Even $1, if you can, donate $1 to help Lily's cause here. Any money raised goes to help get her back and forth to the specialist. There's also a link in the description of this video. I've already donated, and I continue until I give back everything and then some that Frank has given me. So if you guys would just take a moment and check out that description, it'll mean a lot. I do appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. God bless. Makeshift Battalion and Martyr of the Cause. Whenever Makeshift Battalion and at least 2 other creatures attack, put a +1/+1 counter on Makeshift Battalion. It is a 3-deuce. Not bad. I think it's kind of cool. I think 3 might be a little too high. I mean, yeah, it's common card. If they made this a 2-drop, this thing would be sick. So I think a 3-drop's pretty reasonable. Definitely, like in your limited, you're going to see this have play. But at least 2 other creatures. There's a lot of cards that are focused around if 2 other creatures attack, this happens. We've seen it with many other cards in the past few sets. This is no different than that. But man, put a +1/+1 counter on it. You can get this battalion, dude, getting pretty beefy pretty quick, Martyr for the Cause is a deuce drop. When Martyr for the Cause dies, proliferate. Again, choose any number of permanents and or players, then give each another counter of each kind already there to deuce. I think that's a decent card too. The proliferate mechanic is pretty strong, man. You're just splashing these +1/+1s across the board when it does perish. Pretty sweet card. Grateful Apparition. Again, how much play those will see, I'm not sure. This I had to throw in here though. Grateful Apparition, another little combo, fun little trick for you. It's a deuce drop. It's a creature. It's a spirit. It's got flying. Whenever Grateful Apparition deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, you proliferate. I'm thinking to myself, how can I continuously just deal damage to someone every turn? One, you can make Grateful Apparition unblockable. You could always do that. There's cards that are in the format that allow for that. But also, there's Sorcerer's Wand. It's a 1-drop artifact equipment that reads, equipped creature has tapped. This creature deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. If this creature is a wizard, it deals 2 damage to that player or planeswalker instead. So you're basically equipping the spirit, the Grateful Apparition, and then you're just pinging your opponent, or in this case, you'd want to ping the planeswalker. Well, it doesn't matter which one, to a player or planeswalker. You can continuously just keep pinging and pinging and pinging and pinging. Every single turn. The equip cost is 3. It's a little pricey, but there are other ways to reduce the casting cost of equip spells that's already in the format. I don't know if this is going to be a top contender kind of build, but I definitely think it's something worth looking into because Sorcerer's Wand and now Grateful Apparition, they're going to blend nicely in the new meta. We'll see what it's capable of doing. Next, we have Awakening of V2 Ghazi. That thing looks nuts, man. It's a 5-drop instant. Put 9. That's right. 9. It went 10. 9 +1/+1 counters on target land you control. It becomes a legendary 0/0 elemental creature with haste named V2 Ghazi. It's still a land. I mean, give this also splash maybe some kind of trample mechanic, or other creatures you control have trample, something like that. I mean, you could really get some devastating tricks off, turn 5 with this card. Even earlier, turn 4. I'm sure this could be pulled off turn 3, in the right kind of ramp build. Very interesting card. Again, not sure how much play it's going to see, but definitely dropping a 9/9 right away. I would love, of course, if it had trample, this card would see a heck of a lot more play. It just does not, though. So you'd have to give this something pretty amazing, to really devastate the opponent. Then again, I mean, you could even do something like where you use Fling. You got 9/9, just whip your land at the guy. But bam, there's 9 damage to the face. There's little combo tricks you can throw in. Awakening of V2 Ghazi, it's a pretty interesting card. I'm looking forward to it. Stealth Mission and Topple the Statue. What is Stealth Mission? It's a 3-drop, sorcery speed. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. That creature can't be blocked this turn. I mean, Stealth Mission, that's something you can use with the Apparition earlier as well. If you really wanted to go that route, not bad. Also, you have Topple the Statue. It's a 3-drop. Tap target permanent. If it's an artifact, destroy it. That's right. Just destroy it. And you can draw a card, which is pretty nifty. Not too bad. How much play these two are going to see, not sure. I think Stealth Mission might see a little bit more play than Topple the Statue. Then again, I could be wrong. I guess it depends on what kind of artifacts are up in this set. Topple's probably going to be a sideboard, I'm sure. But tapping down a permanent, that could definitely help out, to get you through a match. We'll see. Next, we have Domri's Ambush. It's a deuce drop. I really like this one. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. I love it. I wanted something like this for a while. The fact that it gives a +1/+1 counter, and then that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. Boom! That is nifty. I like it. Domri's Ambush, I guarantee it's going to see play for sure. Next, we have Sandra's Triumph, which is a deuce drop. Cool artwork on this one. Instant, Sandra's Triumph deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Sandra's Triumph deals 5 damage to that permanent instead if you control a Chandra planeswalker. I'm definitely noticing we're going to see probably maybe 5 of these, 6 of these. I'm not sure how many of these Triumph kind of cards. That if you have a planeswalker of said planeswalkers, on the field already, it's going to benefit you. A lot. As you can see in this case, it would deal 5 damage to that permanent instead if you control a Chandra planeswalker. Pretty nifty card. It's a deuce drop. Not bad. Thundering Ceratok and Chain Whip Cyclops. It's got Trample on the left here. When Thundering Ceratok enters the battlefield, other creatures you control gain Trample until end of turn. So 4/5. There's already creatures out there. I believe it's a 6 casting cost. If you pay 6, it is 3/4 so, or 3 green mana to cast it. So 3 and 3. But if you're able to bring that card out, everything gains Trample. As long as that card's on the field. Other creatures you control have Trample. This is like 1 less to cast, and I guess a little bit easier to cast. You can splash in other colors in this kind of build. It's going to be tough to say. It's a 4/5. Not bad. Considering, commons have come a long way with strength, and this is one that definitely shines through, but how much play it will see, I just don't know. Probably not a whole lot, to be honest with you. But definitely in your limited, it's going to be great. Chain Whip Cyclops is a 5-drop. For 4, target creature can't block this turn. 4/4. Not bad. Definitely limited. Both of these cards are going to be limited gods. They're going to see a bunch of play. If you get one of them, you're probably going to want to run them. Next, we have a Raging Crunch. That's right. It's not Crotch. It's Crunch. Raging Crotch. I said it wrong again. Oh my God. Raging Crunch can't attack alone. It's a 4/3. 4/3. Not great, not bad. It is what it is. It's what you get out of a Raging Crunch. Gosh, sorry guys. Next we have Nissa's Triumph 2-drop. This one's pretty cool. Search your library for up to 2 basic forest cards. If you control a Nissa Planeswalker, instead search your library for up to 3 land cards. Reveal those cards, put them into your hand, then shuffle your library. Nissa's Triumph is going to see a crap ton of play. Just being able to always have forests in your hand, other cards that allow just when you drop lands onto the field. This would combo nicely with that other card. I wish I had it on the screen right now. I reviewed it yesterday. Go back a video. But definitely Nissa's Triumph is going to see a heck ton of play. Great for ramping up or just making sure you have forests in your hand. Maybe you don't have to run as many forests now. You don't have to run as many lands because you have something like this in your deck. This kind of helps out a lot. And to get 3 out, I wish one of them set out of the battlefield. I really do, but instead they just go to your hand. Well, what are you going to do? Not a perfect world. But Nissa's Triumph definitely is going to see some play. Guys, I appreciate you tuning into this video. And of course, definitely, please, if even $1, just throw something to Frank and his family here. Adorable little girl, adorable family, very cute. I hope you guys are able to help out. It would mean a lot. From Joey Moss Boss. I appreciate you guys. Link in the description of this video to get right to it. Godspeed, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Joey Moss. Skadoosh!